Crimes, minds, and a huge announcement no one was expecting. I mean, seriously. Hello, I'm Matthew. Welcome to Watch It Played, and this is your board game news. Look, I like crime as much as the next guy, and contrary to popular belief, crime does pay and it makes you look cool. So I was very excited because way better than big, terrible crimes are the tiny, epic crimes that we can look forward to with Wayland Games' latest tiny, epic announcement. The latest in the tiny, epic series is coming to Kickstarter soon, it seems, with the 1 to 4 player crime-fighting deduction game that offers multiple ways to play competitively, cooperatively, and even solo. Players take on the role of detectives and, depending on the game mode, will be working either together or separately to crack a murder case. Time matters, and the first 48 hours after any crime are the most critical, and as such, players race around Echo Ridge City collecting evidence and sifting through it and using the tiny epic decoder system, which keeps all of the murderer's other evidence hidden. This knowledge also eliminates suspects and helps identify the true killer. But while this is all going on, more crime is afoot, which players will have to deal with, and with the resolution of those events, players will gain useful alibis and powerful cards to help them when it comes time to stake their careers on a final guess. But for something that we can be sure of first try, it's the first game that helped make this video possible. Enola Holmes, Finder of Lost Souls from Gale Force 9, an all-against-one cooperative family game for 2 to 4 players, and one player is the criminal hatching a sinister plan to abduct their victim, leaving puzzling clues in their wake, and the other players are the detectives working together to reveal those clues and solve those puzzles. And if they decode enough of them through careful deduction, they can identify the crime and stop the criminal. Enola Holmes' Finder of Lost Souls is in stores late November and available to pre-order now directly from Gale Force 9's website. Follow the link in this video's description to find the game and start hunting for clues. There's been a massive surprise announcement from Atomic Mass Games. Now, this is pretty bloody exciting because this mega surprise, or as I'm calling it, a surprise-nado, is all about something called Star Wars Shatterpoint, a brand new miniature skirmish game releasing next June. Atomic Mass are the relatively new Asmodee studio that are now in charge of games like Star Wars X-Wing, Armada, Legion, and Marvel Crisis Protocol. This new Star Wars Shatterpoint game empowers players to alter the fate of the galaxy, from the core worlds to the outer rim, as they build and command a strike team composed of iconic Star Wars characters and pit them against each other in tactical skirmish level battle. According to the official press release, Star Wars Shatterpoint's key features include dynamic miniatures for use in a flexible squad building game that invites players to create custom and unique strike teams to complete the different mission objectives that the game offers. The design and development of Star Wars Shatterpoint miniatures game is really our love letter to the excitement and energy of being a kid on Saturday mornings, said Will Schick, director of product development at AMG. We wanted to take all the great things about Star Wars, the action, the adventure, and the iconic characters to create a Star Wars miniatures game experience that felt like it had come straight out of the animated lineups of the 80s and 90s. Are you excited about this one? Let us know below. The Last of Us Escape the Dark is currently on Kickstarter, and it looks just disturbingly creepy, which is what I feel like they were going for, so I feel okay saying it. The Last of Us, of course, is the multi-award winning video game series set in a particularly brutal post-zombie apocalyptic world. And this board game adaptation takes place in that world as seen in the first video game that saw Joel and Ellie attempt to reach the safe haven of Jackson while fighting off infected, spore-filled abominations and listening to calming country music. This 1 to 5 player board game has that same goal as you attempt to reach Jackson by day 12 before the map is overrun by infected. But if any member of the group does not make it, then you all lose, which makes exploration for resources and equipment even more tense and challenging. And if this art style seems familiar to you, it's because the game's coming from Themeborn and is powered by the Escape the Dark system, as seen in Escape the Dark Castle and Sector respectively. The wonderful Lords of Vegas, a game I like a lot, is also coming to Kickstarter soon with a brand new edition and Americana expansion. In the 2 to 6 player Lords of Vegas, which labels Snazzy Game Board as an official game component, you and your opponents represent powerful developers in a burgeoning Nevada city who will earn money and prestige by building the biggest and most profitable casinos on the strip. You start with nothing, just a parking lot and a dream. But from there you build and sprawl, reorganize and gamble your way to victory, scoring the most points by investing in the most profitable developing companies and putting the best bosses in control of the richest casinos, and again gambling to make all that money, which is why I'm bad at this game of area control, tile placement, negotiation, and of course a bit of dice rolling. It's not yet known what this new Americana expansion will include. My guess would be a hot dog, but also this is coming from a different publisher, Lone Shark Games. So it's unclear if this expansion will be backwards compatible with the older Mayfair Games versions of the base game, but I'm sure to be checking it out. One game that caught my eye via JuegoRollAndWrite.com this past week has been the 2 to 4 player Takenokolor from Bombix, a new roll and write version of the bamboo garden growing Takenoko. In this new version, you are again, of course, gardeners developing your bamboo grove, and you'll be creating watering holes while also attracting fish and ladybirds for what I have to imagine are points to win. And if I'm right, and I think I am, you are actually throwing the pencils which act as dice, then choosing one to use to colour in your player sheet with the symbol that was rolled. This looks very appealing to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing when it's available soon. Pearl Games announced the 2 to 4 player Time of Empires, where players will take charge of a civilization and lead it from antiquity, the Middle Ages, the Industrial Revolution, and of course, modern times. Each epoch spans a preparation phase, an action phase, and a scoring phase, and your two 30-second sand timers. That's right. Sand timers will trigger your actions of expanding your territory, building wonders, and discovering new technologies, all while a soundtrack keeps the tempo of history, which I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds stressful, as we are told you probably won't be able to look everywhere at the same time, so try to ensure that you don't overlook a potential attack because you're too busy helping to complete a wonder. This looks like a very unique spin on a classic idea, and I am well and truly intrigued. Tragedy Looper New Tragedies was announced by WizKids, a sequel to Back of Fire's seductive storytelling game with brand new content and some that's not previously been available to English speakers. New Tragedies, which is out next March, as players time travelling in order to escape or prevent a time loop, uncovering clues before the mastermind's plan can be realised. Each loop has players using cards to trigger abilities that cover up or reveal the secrets of the loop, with a chance at the end of each loop to solve the mystery or be propelled back into the loop to try again. Tragedy Looper New Tragedies has 13 scripts, 30 characters, and is a standalone game. And I've always wanted to jump into this system. It looks fun. I've heard lots of good things about its mind-melty nature, so maybe this is my chance. And this is your chance to meet the other sponsor that helped make this episode possible, Wayland Games, who has a host of great deals and discounts on tabletop gaming, including 20% off Games Workshop, Malifaux, and Infinity. Wayland Games has got your tabletop needs covered all year round, plus loyalty points on every product which can be used to save money on future purchases. If you're looking for a discount on any of your hobby supplies, Wayland Games has a wide range of paints, brushes, hobby tools and much more, and the additional bonus of free UK shipping on orders over 20 quid and full refunds within 60 days helps keep orders stress-free. Certain terms and conditions apply, so follow the link in this video's description for complete details and to find out how. With DDP shipping available for EU customers, Wayland Games aim to give their customers a seamless experience from order to delivery. Ludonauta have announced the first expansion to the Kennerspiel award-winning push-your-luck tableau building game Living Forest, with Living Forest Kodama. The dreadful owner bee has never been more dangerous, we are told. He set foot in the circle of spirits and is ferociously attacking the sacred tree. Some people. But the spirits of nature aren't fighting alone. Sankey has sent small beings of light, the Kodama, to help them face this growing threat. This expansion means that you can now use the flowers that you've collected on your helpline, the forest, and your victory tiles to perform the new action, Call a Kodama, which, depending on how many Kodamas you have, allows you to take boons in the form of tiles and even bonus actions. There are new guardian animals, new protective trees, and a new solo mode, which has been a welcome addition to the game. So if you like this one as much as I do, you can get Living Forest Kodama sometime next year. November 20th sees the official 3-day World CATAN Championship, which is being held in Malta to crown the greatest CATAN player in the world. If I had written this presser, it would have said November 20th sees the official 3-day CATAMPionship, which is being held in Malta to see who is the greatest CATAMpion in the world. But that's just me. This is all being brought to us by Catan Studio and Cosmos and is the first event of its kind since 2018 because of world events. But the 80 contenders are all from qualifying heats that took place from 2019 to 2022. It's going on right now, starting today, and you can watch it live via the official Catan website. And I love this type of thing. It makes me smile. Fabled Games have announced that they'll be launching a Q3 Kickstarter for Back and Beyond, Tales of Blood and Salt. Deep within the vast blue and grey of the sea and the endless storm lies a long forgotten land. And stories tell of safe passage within the roaring belly of the ocean, and legends tell that hiding behind the rocks, the clouds, you can't trust clouds, and the sea lies an island that pirates call home. I bet it's lovely. A place where dreaded captains spend their downtime, trading in the marketplace, drinking spiced rum in the taverns, testing their reputation at the council hall, and generally getting up to mischief. And we are told that we will be seeking infamy as we aim to become the most dreaded pirate captain around by creating a powerful ship, managing our crew, doing battle and plundering other ships for the loot, all while making a fortune that no one living or dead has ever seen. But what caught my eye is that this is from the designers behind the Darkest Dungeon board game, and they also worked on Solomon Kane, Reich Busters, Project Vril, and Super Fantasy Brawl. And Back and Beyond is being promoted as a highly thematic, mid-weight 2 to 4 player Euro that takes 30 minutes per player with a significant level of strategy and high player agency and lots of replayability through combinations of captains, ships, crew, and events. And I'm eager to know more about this. I want to thumb through a scurvy rulebook as soon as I get a chance. And I'm sure I'll be hearing a lot more about this one later on next year when the Kickstarter approaches ominously over the horizon. And to see what games we're looking forward to coming over our personal horizons, you can check out our picks in this month's On the Radar, and I'll see you over there.